What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as Ridemyavatar, and today we are going to be going over none other than EX collection purple cards. We have 5 amazing purple decks for you guys to try out or enjoy. Some decks got some major nice upgrades, and this is the last color for us on this stop. And then we will be starting to discuss BT07. And I got some BT07 cards coming in, so let's dive right into this video and let's get into it. So let's talk about the first deck on my list. First off, we have Devimon. Devimon is quite an interesting boss Digimon in itself, for the fact of the matter is that he has the ability to, on deletion, trash 2 cards from your opponent's hand, and being able to be played by his younger self, Devimon, being able to, if you have 7 or more cards with Devimon in your trash, you may play one Devi without paying its memory cost, which could mean some major game wins for us. Devi is a very powerful threat going into this format, and it really helps counteract the security control, because once per turn, when a card is removed from your security stack, trash the top of your opponent's security stack. And because Devi has a recyclable way of getting himself back, it means that Devi could create win situations that we weren't really going to have, but that is kind of Purple's thing, is to counteract security control a bit. So that's why we kind of play him. Cards that notable new cards that really do help out Devi and its mega lineup is that we have Analog Youth. This helps fuel Devi into the graveyards or anything else we need, so that we can get Devi out. And then we can add 1 Digimon card from among them to your hand, trash the remaining cards. That's kind of huge. But also, when one of your level 5 or higher Digimon with Digi-Evolutions is deleted, you may suspend this tamer. If you do, gain 1 memory, hatch 1 Digi-Egg in an empty space. That makes it really useful for us, and I'm really excited. But this card here, win rate 60%. If you have a tamer in play, this option without meeting its color requirements, really nice. We're going to have Analog Youth, so it doesn't really matter in that situation. But the next time one of your Digimon digivolves this turn, you may trash 1 Digimon card in your hand with the same color as this Digimon to reduce the memory cost of the Digi-Evolution by 4. So that means Devi is free. Chaos Galamon is free. Titanmon, free. That's kind of what we want to do. We'll pull out our ultimates. If they gave us 2, it's going to pretty much only cost us 2 to use this effect, which I really do like. And in security, it just comes to hand, so it does help out. Next, let's talk about Lady Deva. You may trash the top 3 cards of your deck when digivolving, so she's another named target because she's a Devimon. But your turn, when you play a Digimon from trash, gain 1 memory. Kind of nice to be able to do that. So keep that in mind, that Lady Deva definitely helps out that way. And also, don't forget that Chaos Gallantmon has the ability to, one of your other Digimon is deleted, you may play a level 3. So constantly cycling in this Devimon to bring back our Devi, because we only need to play a champion on top of him. So, and then he kind of just replenishes himself and gets a Devi out for free. It really helps out with the Chaos Galamon. And Titanmon does a similar thing, but allows us the on play, so we can win with Ginkamon Promote if he's in the graveyard. And boom, boom, get those 2 in, and we're good to go. And he gains, when you trash a card from your hand using one of your effects, this Digimon gets plus 2000 DP and security check plus 1. So making an OTK combo enabler, really nice. So we use Black War Greymon for this effect because Chaos Gallantmon and Titanmon kind of fuel its own effect for this. So Digiburst, you may play 1 level 3 purple Digimon from your trash without paying its memory cost. On play, effects on that Digimon do not activate. But it's, if we can time it right, if we have a Devi and we do Black War Growlmon, we can play the Devimon here while we have a Digimon with Wizardmon underneath it. And now Devimon can swing into our opponent with Rush, making more combo lines than our opponent is used to. It's a really nasty deck, and you shouldn't really underestimate this. What's also really nice is Skull Greymon. So if we do have Wizardmon under a stack and we had to trash Skull Greymon and we just played, let's say, this 2-drop Devi, we can put the Retaliation underneath it, and then it can swing him for an attack. Really does help out for summoning sickness, being able to pick and choose what cards you kind of go into and what you use. So keep that in mind going forwards. Then we have, I mentioned Black War Growlmon for the restands of Gallantmon and Titanmon, and for Don Devi just to get an extra poke to die. So keep that in mind. Then we have Lady Deva for when Digivolving, draw 2. Trash 2 cards from her hands, basically Graceful Charity on legs, and we love her. So when you use an option, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. Really nice. I love it. I can't disagree with it. Devimon is blocker, of course, 1 cost evolve, so that we can kind of give it to Devi, this Demimon, so we Digivolve on top of it, and then block. Then Don Devi comes out when we have the 7 in there, and it does count the card going in. So if you're at 5 and then use Devimon blocker with Demimon, congratulations, Don Devi comes out to play. Wizardmon, I mentioned this for getting our retaliations, giving them rush, and it does have retaliation on itself, so it's really nice trade. We have Ginkamon promote because it has rush. We're gonna give Ginkamon when trashing a card in our hand while using one of your effects, gain 1 memory. Then you have Kinkumon. When attacking, may trash a card in your hand to delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. Just really nice being able to gain a memory, trash a Digimon, and this thing gives you on its on play when played Kinkuromon or 1 Ginkamon from your trash in Digievolution cards in your order. If you place 2 cards by effect, trigger draw 1 and gain 1 memory. So he can come in for 5 and not be overbearing. So keep that in mind. We have Devimon with Retaliation and the Inheritable Retaliation. Then Blocker Vilemon for Blocker Vilemon. 6k blockers are still semi-viable. Then we have Devimon, as I mentioned, the whole bread and butter to get Don Devi out for pretty much free. Then we have Devimon, who has Retaliation. And while you don't have a Digimon with Myotismon in its name in play, this Digimon can attack an opponent's Digimon, but he can attack a player. And as I said, you get a stack with Wizardmon, you can get this Devimon out and keep it your turn. You'll gain more advantage that way. Then we have Guillemon being Guillemon. If this card was deleted by card effect, gain 1 memory. This is just a combo in with Gallantmon after we use win rate. So we could definitely see some gameplays there. Then we have Gazimon shutting off all those fancy memory gains that everybody likes to have. Devimon is in here just to be that 2-drop. Then we have Tsunomon, because when you trash a card in your hand while using one of your effects, trigger draw 1. And then we have Devimeramon, triggering draw 1, then trash 1 card in your hand. Keep that in mind, that it really does help out at the end game. Let's talk about Lilith Loop. Lilith Loop got some nice support in this set. Well, small support. You have Analog Youth, that really does help this deck out because it fuels the graveyard faster, allowing Jack Raids to go off. And we don't mind losing some Jack Raids because Lilithmon is our goal to get there. So we're comboing to get into Lilithmon. Lilithmon Loop still does the same bread and butter. She hasn't changed much. She's still going to loop, get into Zawart defeats, play the promote swing in for games, and then just vice versa. Is constantly making Lilithmon go play Jack Raid, constantly looping into these, getting a couple Zawarts on board state, and you could possibly win the game this way. You have Maddie Shida to gain us that 3 memory and add a purple option back, or Digimon, so if Lilithmon got destroyed in security, we can always use Matt to grab her back. Or we can also use this Impmon, so you may trash 1 card in your hand. If you do, return 1 7 Great Demon Lords. Lilithmon is a 7 Great Demon Lord to our hand, which will be really nice. I like this. I like where it's going. We have Jack Raid, gain 1 memory for every 10 cards in your trash. Mega Fusion is only legal till the end of February, basically. So keep that in mind, boys and girls, that once February comes and goes, Mega Fusion will disappear, and then you just use win rate 60%. It's still viable, and it's still competitive enough to be used. So keep that in mind. And then we have Lilithmon Zaward. Defeat is to help play a level 6 by just trashing 3 cards from the top. So play a 2 black or purple Digimon with play cost 8 or less from your trash without paying their memory costs. So we're going to get Black War Growlmon out there, and then a Ginkamon Promote or a Vilemon blocker if we need it. Grab whatever you need, but you want to grab at least a ultimate so that Lilithmon can be pulled out and plop back on, and then just recycling everything over again. So making it really nasty because she has the ability of giving your, if the first time you play a perp option for the turn, you gain 2 memory. So making Jack Raids 3 really does make it nasty. But most players are switching over to playing main deck Gazis and stuff like that, so you'll have to remove the Gazis before you can loop. So keep that in mind, that you're going to have to pop things beforehand. Then you have Lady Devimon. When Digivolving, trigger draw 2, then trash 2 cards in your hand. When you use an option, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. So that's another way of getting around this, is that you pop it with Lady Deva. If they have 2 on board, you won't be able to use the option right away. So keep that in mind. Then we have Devimon being blocker, lose 2 memory. Oh, I forgot about Black War Greymon. Black War Greymon's in here to fuel War Growlmon, not War Greymon. Black War Growlmon is so that you delete one of your other Digimon to restand, so this can combo really well with Zawart, being able to restand and swing twice. That's kind of what we need to do sometimes. Ginkamon Promote is for the Zawart play, as I mentioned before. This card is in here, Ogremon, so you may trash 1 card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 4 Digimon. Get rid of a blocker or any annoying little memory blocker that they have. Devimon's Retaliation. Just straight up making more threats for our opponent to deal with. Vilemon's in here for blocker. Gabumon's in here for trigger draw 1, then trash 1 card in your hand when attacking, just to help us fuel the graveyard. Tapirmon's in here, so your turn, when one of your other Digimon is deleted, draw 1 card. So if we attack with Black War Greymon, Zawart, and we kill off, let's say, the rest of Promote, Tapirmon underneath the stack could trigger a draw 1, gaining us more fuel for the fodder, so that we can just dig deeper. Itmon I mentioned for the Lilithmons. Gilamon's in here, so if we pop it, we gain a memory. Gazismon's in here, so your opponent can't gain memory except through Tamers. Then we have Tapirmon, triggering draw 1 on deletion. Then we have Tsunomon, so when you trash a card in your hand using one of your effects, trigger draw 1, just to help out. Then we have Demimera, triggering draw 1 on deletion, then trash 1 card in your hand. Just an all-in-all Lilith Loop basic deck. You could definitely play 60% win rate and get used to its playstyle now, but Mega Fusion is still legal till the end of February. So let's talk about it. We have Bellastar. Bellastar is not going anywhere. It's one of people's favorite decks. It gains some nice support in Analog Youth, being able to get more of these options in the grave and then dig a little bit deeper that we need to get to our combo pieces. We want to get to Bellastar as fast as possible and get our 7 costs to make her pretty much reduced to free, nothing much else than that. We want to have ways of getting rid of stuff, and Flying Bullet pops a 6 or lower. 1 Swarmer deletes all play costs 7 or less, complete board wipe. Then we have and then Happy Bullet Shower, delete all your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP, giving you complete situational control. And then we have Trump Sword for just unsuspended Digimon, kill off, just so that we don't have to waste a Fly Bullet because it is restrictive. This is your Mega Kill. This is your level 7 killer. This is your wide board killer. This is I just don't want a board at all. And this is the kill a level 6 or lower. And then we do have Nailbone for a really nasty little combo that we can use with Ginkamon Promote and then slam down Vilemons, allowing us to keep blockers up and have a Promote to swing in for rush game ends. That's kind of how we want to go about it. And as long as Ginkamon Promote keeps dying in the security swing, we can keep playing Ballastars at cheaper costs, slamming down more and more, as long as we have the memory to acquire this play. So keep that in mind. That's kind of how you win with this deck, is take the Ginkamon Promote, slam it down with Nailbone. I mentioned Analog Youth. mats to get us 3 memory set, which we really like to have, and that's never going to be terrible. We have Zord Defeat, so if he ever pops off in security, congratulations, you have a Zord Defeat there. Or we Digivolve on top of one of our purple Digimon and get rid of an annoying mat or tie that is on our opponent's side that they want to try to go and warp into their Bonds deck. Then you have Zord Defeat, being trash 3 cards in your deck, then play 1 up to 2 black or purple Digimon that has a play cost 8 or less from your trash without paying its memory cost. When attacking, you may return 1 level 6 card from the Digimon Stage Evolution cards to your hand to delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon with a play cost 12 or less. Really nice to be able to kill every Mega in this game. Millenniumon's in here to get rid of the Craniumons, because that card really is annoying. If we can rewind it back and get it out of here, we might have a better chance of winning. So on deletion, if this card had Digi-Evolution cards, you may play this card from your trash without paying its memory cost. We don't really care. It's the return one of your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of the deck effect that we want. Bellastar, as I've mentioned before, she gets less and less the more and more 7s and 3 Musketeers we have in our trash. She can come in for free almost, so keep that in mind. She could become a free cost eventually the later the game goes. And then on play, return 1 purple option to your hand with a memory cost 7. Well, 1 option card from your trash with a play cost 7 to your hand. Then 1 option with a memory cost 7 in your hand without paying its memory cost. You can play 1, which is really nice because that completely makes up what Bellastar likes to do. Miozamon is in here to warp on top of our Impmons. And then we can go into our Millenniumons or Zawarts just to get us combo pieces we might need. Just another win con in itself. We have Gundramon being in here for being a blocker because 11 DP blockers are nasty. They can hold the line a little bit, and when Digivolving, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. You may use 1 option card with a memory cost of 7 among them without paying its memory cost. Trash the remaining cards. If you don't use an option card with this effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost 4 or less. So keep that in mind, that deleting one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost 4 or less is huge for us. Then we have Ginkamon Promote, Rush. All in all, just the combo in with the Nail Bone. We have 3 Vilemon for the blockers because we love blockers. Then we have Depumon. Reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon card with 3 Musketeers in its type and or options with a memory cost of 7 among them to your hand. Trash the remaining cards. And then if the Digimon digivolves into a card with 3 Musketeers in its type from the hand for a memory cost 6, ignoring its evolution requirements. So being able to digivolve on top of him is huge for this Gundramon. Gives us an extra draw and activates a bunch more effects. Itmon is in here for getting us our Bellastar back. Then we have Soundbirdmon in here to trash options to gain us memory. Really nice, really powerful. And then we use it to combo in with the Tsusunomon to draw us a card. So we trash an option, we draw a card, and gain a memory. We all have win-wins here. Then we have Gazimon. Your opponent can't gain memory except for Tamers. That's what we're trying to do, shut down some of their plays. Since we can replay Gazi in certain matchups, it could help us win the game. Itmon's in here to trash 3 cards from the top of your deck. So just on deletion fodder, just to help fuel the graveyard. Tsunomon is the combo in with Soundbirdmon or any other card that might help out with discards. And then Devi Meramon is trigger draw 1, then trash 1 card from your hand. All in all, great support this deck got. Analog Youth was kind of like the bread and butter it needed. Let's talk about it. Venom-Myotismon Retaliation is a fair deck in itself. Sadly, it does not have like the end-all be-all that it needed to be. I really wish it had more support in some sort of way, but the Retaliation is a good start. Sadly, when attacking, you may play 1 purple 4 lower with Retaliation from your trash without paying its memory cost. Any on-play effects of that play Digimon do not activate. Most Retaliation Digimon do not have an on-play anyway, so I don't understand why that mattered, unless they're future-proofing it. But hey, that's what they wanted to do, and it has Retaliation in itself. Then you have Titamon in here for trashing a card, so you can play your Ginkamon Promotes from graveyards. That's really what you're trying to do here. And then when you trash a card in your hand using one of your effects, it gains plus 2000 DP and security plus 1. So we'll combo this off with the Gabumon here. He can gain some extra security, pretty much bringing more lethal with the Black War Greymon play. That allows you to restand itself, and boom, bada bing, bada boom, 4 security, 1 Digimon. That's kind of how we like to run this business. Now we have your turn. When this Digimon digivolves into a Digimon with Myotismon in its name, in your hand, reduce the memory cost by 1. So this means he comes in for 3, which is really nice. And then while this Digimon has Myotismon in name, all your Digimon with Retaliation can attack your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. I wish it just attacked any Digimon. Get into Jesmon's face and kill it. That's how we want to do it. The Devimon is to trash 3 cards from the top of our deck. We got to know this from the Devi deck profile. And then when you play a Digimon from your trash, gain 1 memory. That's kind of nice. Then we have Skull Greymon to give our recently played Digimon Retaliation. That is our goal. That is the goal. End goal. End goal. Get Retaliation underneath them. Or give it to our blockers or anything like that. But we don't have any blockers, so we don't care about that. No, if we play a 2-cost Devimon and then we swing in, we have to trash the Skull Greymon and we have a Wizardmon underneath. That Titamon or Venomyotismon, congratulations, you get a Devimon. And then you can put this beautiful Skull Greymon underneath it. And boom, you're now causing so much damage your opponent hates you. Because now there's more attacks they weren't expecting. Now we have Black War Greymon. You may delete one of your other opponents, one of your other Digimon, unsuspend it, restand, just the combo in. I wish this wasn't once per turn. That would have been nice for Black War Greymon. Just the spam out 2 Retaliation guys is really nice. Then we have Ogremon being this. You may trash a card in your hand to give this Digimon security plus 1. You may trash a card in your hand to give this Digimon plus 2000 for the DP for the turn. So making Titamon 16k is no joke. It makes it so it has a lot of survivability. Then we have Devimon being return one of your purple level 4 or lower Digimon cards from your trash to your hand. This is really nice, but Wizardmon is the backbone of this deck, so you combo in with Venomyotismon, you get an extra couple attacks, and that really is all she wrote. I mean, being able to give your Retaliation rush is huge. Then we have Ginkamon promote just for the Titamon plays, or just Digivolving on top of our level 4s for 1 cost, giving us Wizardmon ability to be live sooner. Then we have Ginkamon, so if we have it when you trash a card in your hand, gain 1 memory, that really does help out at the end of the day. Ogremon is on play. You may trash 1 card from your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 4 Digimon, just there to pop some blockers of annoyance. Then we have Devimon being Retaliation and Inheritable Retaliation. Then we have Gabumon being when attacking, draw 1, then trash 1 card in your hand. Just all in all, great support. We have Devimon being Retaliation, and since we had the Myotismon, this Digimon could attack your opponent's Digimon. Really nice. Then we have Gabumon. So once per turn, when you trash a card in your hand, using one of your effects, this Digimon gets plus 2000 DP. So this could mean our Ogremon gets bigger, and a bigger Ogremon means bigger wins. So keep that in mind. Then we have Gazimon. Your opponent can't gain memory except through Tamers. Then we have Devimon, just for that 2-drop, and comboing with the Skull Greymon. So we trash something, put it underneath, it'll have Rush if we hard played it, and boom, we're getting an extra attack in they weren't expecting. And then Tsunomon, when you trash a card in your hand using one of your effects, trigger draw 1. And then we have Demimera, still one of the best cards for purple starters. On deletion, trigger draw 1, then trash 1 card in your hand. Keep that in mind. It's all in all great support. Let's talk about it. Titamon, boys and girls. Titamon is still fantastic of a deck. It hasn't changed much. It's still the backbone and bread and butter of this format for purple. Besides Bellastar. Bellastar is still one of the best decks. Titamon is just screams OTK. So we can just play as how we see fit. Then we have Analog Youth, revealing the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon card among them to your hand. Trash the remaining cards. And then one of your level 5 or higher Digimon Digi-Evolutions is deleted. Suspend this Tamer. If you do, gain 1 memory, then hatch 1 Digi-Egg in an empty space. So keep that in mind. That we have ways around this. Next, we have Manoa. So when you play an Eosmon, you may suspend this card reveal. We don't care about this. We don't care about this. It's just to set our memory to 3 so that we can use Mega Digimon Fusion for our rewards for game. That's all we want to do. Then Matt is in here to set us to 3. And grab us a purple Digimon that we lost. Really nice. I love it. Then we have Purple Memory Booster. Reveal top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 purple Digimon card among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. Then play this card in the battle area. Gain 2 memory. Plain, simple, sweet. Mega Digimon Fusion. The next time one of your Digimon digivolves from a 6 to a 7, reduce the cost by 6. At the end of the turn, return that Digimon to the bottom of the deck. Trash all Digi-Evolution cards of that Digimon. Just so we'd use the Zawart, play two purple or black Digimon, cost 8 or less from our trash without paying its memory cost. Really nice. And their on plays do activate. Underworld Calling. So it's either to play Ginkamon Promote to swing in, or to be trashed to draw us a card. That's all in all. It's all its purposes. Then we have Dynamo for trash 1 card of your hand. Then you may play 1 purple level 4 Digimon from your trash without paying its memory cost. Once per turn, when you trash a card in your hand with your own effect, this Digimon gets plus 2000 DP and security plus 1. So we'll combo OTK with Black War Growlmon. Just all in all, straightforward, sweet. Then we have Chaos Gallantmon here. Just another way without the extra security check. He just restands and fuels his own cost for the Black War Growlmon, being able to pop something on your side, sack something, unsuspend your Mega. Because all in all, what we're trying to do is just restand and get a couple of pokes in. Skull Greymon's in here, so when we discard, we put it under any threatening blockers, and your opponent can't really do much against it. Rebellionmon's in here to be a blocker. Retaliation. Just all in all, this Digimon is treated as black. We don't care about that. We have Black War Growlmon. As I said, this card is just a Digiburst. Get your graveyard set up. And then we have delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. We'll delete one of your other unsuspended Digimon. This Digimon gets delete one of your other Digimon to unsuspend this Digimon. Sorry, delete one of your other Digimon to unsuspend this Digimon. Ugh. Cannot talk, boys and girls. We have Lady Devimon. When Digivolving, draw 2, then trash 2 cards from your hand. When using an option, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. Then we have Ogremon. So you may trash 1 card in your hand to have this Digimon gain security plus 1. So fueling Titanmon's skill, gaining an extra security check. As long as if he can get 2 security checks, he's like that Greymon promo. We're winning with that card. We're getting some nice advantage with it, and we get an extra security check. Who doesn't win in this situation? But what's really nice is you may trash 1 card in your hand to give one of your Digimon plus 2000 DP. So if we can get this under Titanmon, this now makes Titanmon 6k, 16k, and we're swinging in with 2 security checks with a restand. So that means less likely of it dying in the security. Cool. Then we have Ginkamon. So when you trash a card in your hand using one of your effects, gain 1 memory. Boom, baby. We're just going to trash a bunch of cards, and we're just going to keep going off. Ogremon's here, so on play, you may trash 1 card from your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower. So if we play him with Zawart defeat, congratulations, you get a free pop. Then we have Kinkumon. So you may trash 1 card in your hand to delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. Where we delete 3s, 4s, let's go. There's no purpose for them to have. And then we have delete 5s. So all 3 of this completely covers almost the full board game. Let's go. We have Vilemon to be a blocker. We have Gabumon being trigger draw 1, then trash 1 card in your hand. Really nice. Being able to fuel Titanmon. And then Tsunomon, just really nice to, if we discard something, we're gaining it back anyway. We're getting a new card. We're filtering. Really helps out. Guillimon's here to combo in nicely with Chaos Gallantmon. And that's how we like it. Pop him, boom, kill something, and gain a memory. He comes in for 3 and keeps it our turn. Then we have Labramon. So on play, trigger draw 1, then trash 1 card in your hand. Just really nice to be able to hard play it to trigger Titanmon's skill any turn we need to. Gazimon is all turns. Your opponent can't gain memory with that except through Tamers. It shuts off everything but the Bonds decks. Then we have Devimon for the 2-drop. Then we have Tsunomon. So when you trash a card in your hand using one of your effects, trigger draw 1. Really nice. And then we have Devimeramon, trigger draw 1, then trash 1 card in your hand. Keep this in mind. All in all, great support, great cards. I think purple has a really high ceiling and potential. Let's see what you guys can come up with. Let me know what you guys think of these deck profiles down in the comment, and let's talk about BT07 starting next week.